And we are live. Good morning, Mehra.
Good morning.
It's a very nice morning today, and even the weather is really outstanding here in Egypt. I'm really
Yes,
in love with this September vibes that are started, with
finally.
the best time
Yeah,
of the year. Yeah,
yeah,
it's my
yes,
favorite actually. Yeah, and now we're having Mehra Mamdouh, culture transformation expert. And actually, she is with us in the bi-weekly episode, and this is our fifth episode, right, Mehra?
yes.
And yeah, and today, and how is your day today?
It's good. I like the weather too. It's really refreshing and it's really nice. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, and it's in our series, the conversations about culture. We've talked about culture from different angles, and in the last episodes, we talked about what is culture, how to be intentional about it, what's culture fit, and we talked also about the role of leaders in the forming stage of the organizations. And I guess today, what are we going to discuss today, Mehra? I would love to actually you to
Yeah.
articulate it the way that you actually you like the conversation to go.
Okay, so today I would like to share three steps with everyone listening to us, leaders, organization founders, even those who are what we call the culture, culture agents inside the organization who can help the organization to reach or grow the desired culture. I want to share with them three steps that they can follow, and it will help him harness the culture inside the organization and guide it to the direction that is desired and aspired to.
Wow. So
Yeah.
okay, so it's harnessing the organization culture, as if you're telling that it is, as we said in the last maybe episodes, that it's a responsibility for the leaders. So
Yes,
these steps will help them actually put it in the frame and just move and take
exactly.
responsibility to
Exactly,
assume
because
responsibility.
one of the things that actually does not help leaders to grow the desired culture is when they decide that a culture will take care of itself. I will get people on board, and we spoke before about the culture of fitness and getting the right people on board. So I will just get the right people on board, and culture will take care of itself. And this never happens. Culture needs nurturing, and it needs we need to have clear values. What are the values that desire to be reflected in every single moment in the organization within the system. So it will never take care of itself, and it is the responsibility of the leader. And that's why today I've tried to just prepare like three simple steps that we can follow. And if you wish to start, we can start with the first step, which is envision. So leaders should envision the desired culture, how they want to see the organization, how they want to see people dealing with each other on daily basis, how they want to see their employees dealing with the customer. What is the image that they want to the organization to reflect inside the minds of their the employees and the with the customer. So this needs to be envisioned, and one of the exercises that we do in helping leaders to have a clear picture is the vision board, where we sit and imagine the organization in 3 years, 5 years. How would it look like? How the kind of conversations taking place in the meeting rooms, in the corridors, the kind of how people look like inside the organization, envision the organization. And not just that, but also what are the prevailing values, what will be the values where is guiding our decision making, that is guiding our actions in problem solving, in even our daily interactions within with each other. So envisioning the organization, envisioning the desired culture with the desired values, and linking it with the vision of the organization, and talking to about it all day. There's nothing. It's always something that is. I keep saying, and it's really important. There's nothing as over communication when it comes to organization culture. All employees talk about the organization culture and the values in meetings, talk about with the leaders, with the employees, talk about the or desired culture and the values. Even with when some simple situations happen, like if one of your team suggested a new idea, and the organization decided to adopt this idea and implement it. When announcing this, say that innovation is one of our values. Hence, Fulan and Fulan is of a person X suggested whatever, and we're going to take it to implementation. Just over communicate about your culture. This is the step number one. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's over communicate, envisioning and over communication about it. This is one
Yeah.
step, right? So
Yes.
so actually, yani, I believe that sometimes it's the culture is the most talked about, but it's not in the will of the leader. It's yani, I see it's happening. You know, people are talking about the inconsistencies, and we used to talk about culture and values, but to mock up leaders that they don't walk the talk. When
Yes.
it comes back as rumors, as black comedy, as things like that. This is because actually people talk about culture. So how about making these conversations intentional and serving the organization instead of working against it, and actually disengaging other employees and taking them out instead of inviting them in. So
Yeah.
so yeah.
Actually, what you said takes us to step number two, which is listen.
Oh,
So, in step one, envision. Imagine the desired culture with all the components and what the values that will be helping you to grow this culture, and talk about it, communicate all the way long. And step two is listen to the stories, listen to what your people are saying, listen to their aspirations, listen to their emotional needs. So, for example, if we say that one of our values is continuous development or continuous growth, and whenever you sit with the employees and talk to and listen to, they sort of talk about their development. It's not clear. It's not. They don't know what's the next step is, where they will be in 2 3 years. This means that the management, you need to sit with their management and see if continuous growth is reflected on the current system, on the plans, on the weekly meetings that they do, on the feedback sessions that they have, on the review sessions that they have, and so on. So you need to listen to the stories, listen to the needs of your employees. You need to listen to what's being said attentively, and this will give you an indicator if whatever values we are assuming that we have in the organization, and whatever culture that we are trying to grow and to and we're heading to, is it, are we really in the right track or not? So listening is number two.
so listening here at how can a leader listen to something people don't want them to understand or to know. Yani, for instance, while we were mocking values that are not walked and actually decisions that are not followed through, stupid leadership actions, we never let leaders actually see this out of us. So how can you invite in people who are actually having different points of view, and how can you get is it going to be something like a survey, or not just a
Yeah.
survey, how can they get it out of me while
Yeah.
I'm actually, I don't want to share it with you,
Yeah.
yeah,
I love that.
I like mocking you while in the smoking corner, in maybe in the lobby, and the
Yeah.
coffee place, whatever it's. I really like to mock leaders. I like to talk about their fallacies and their all their pitfalls, and just joke around them. And
Yes.
whenever I meet them, they will just see the smiling face, and they will
Yes.
see actually, they will get what they want, and I will not. I will always cover my tweet, so
Yes.
so what do you think, Yani? So how can I listen when somebody doesn't want me to doesn't want to share their thoughts, doesn't want to,
Yes.
yeah,
Okay. Well, I like the question. Um, People will talk when they feel when there is trust in the system. So either from the beginning as a leader, and when getting people on board, I make sure to put effort and time to build this level of trust, where they know that they can come to me and share with me whatever is bothering them, openly and easily, and they know that I will support, and I will be able to, or at least I will not judge them, or take action against them according to their feedback. So it's all about building trust in the system. So either I can do it as a leader, or if it's messed up, sometimes especially in startups, where people at the beginning they might not pay attention to spending time with their teams to build trust. Stakes are high, so when someone makes a mistake, or when there is a big issue, the first reaction is really not encouraging, and the next time people will not come to you and tell you that we have a problem, and or we need your support. So maybe you've messed it up in a way or another. It's not a big deal. You can still build trust, but maybe a step you can here use the help of someone else external. So maybe you can use a external consultant to come and build trust in do focus groups, do feedback, attend meetings, observe how people are acting or behaving between the dynamics. Observe the dynamics, see how assess the alignment between what's being said in the executive room, or between the leadership team, and what's happening on the ground, and assess if the gap, and this gap, and the impact of this gap on the organization, on how people are perceiving the actions of the leadership team. So trust is key here. In order to listen, people need to talk, and they need to talk openly. And if there is no trust, then they will never share with you. So it is key, and there are lots and lots of things to be said in here, in this
yeah.
specific point.
I like how you articulated, and actually here creating a safe space is important, and it's a foundation for this step. So
Yes.
if it is not in the ability of leaders, and actually lots of leaders are actually reluctant, or don't understand the level of trust they have in the organization, and they feel
Yeah.
because people are smiling to them, they do what they want, and they are
Yes.
still there, so they trust them, and they are feeling as if the organization is home.
Yeah.
While in many interventions I took with organizations, I believe the same with you. People actually have lots to say, and they actually fit in just to survive,
Yes.
and actually they don't really like to share things. They don't like to tell, because there is something like losing hope, that they will be listened to, they will be accounted to, somebody will actually take action on what they are going to say. And this is not healthy. And whenever you come, and there are some leaders, when you come to them with some, when you listen and you do this assignment for them, and come up with some, themes, or like outcomes to start working on, they start in the phase of denial in the beginning. They and this and after denial, some resistance, and you don't know really how to tackle this. So tell me يعني something, can you share some experiences here,
Yeah,
and
sure.
yeah, yeah, when in this step, and the difficulties of creating safe spaces, and conveying this message to the leadership, to make them listen, to start
Yeah.
action. So yeah.
Yes, yes. So first of all, I need to start with why did you ask? Why did you ask for my support? What are the observations? What are the challenges? What is the pain that led you as a leader to ask for external support? When I used to work as a consultant, to ask me for support in order to sort of help you with the relation with the team, and what's the pain? Uh, Surely they would share something with you. People stopped getting back to me when there is a problem. The performance review system, the performance appraisal system in the organization is not. People do not respect, and people don't want to have the review sessions, and it's always a mess. There are conflicts, and we're skipping the sessions and whatever. So there's something that they have observed, they felt in the system that was alarming, and that's why they ask for your support. Start with this point. And from this point, you'll be able to get their attention to the other problems that you have observed as a consultant, or as or even as someone who is from outside the system, in a way or another. So what was the trigger? We are not able to have a productive meeting, efficient meeting anymore. The Our objectives are always consistently not met. There is something that led him or her to ask for your support, and you can start from there. This.
That's a very good starting point, and actually it's really يعني very important that there is a phase, that before these three steps, which is actually the intentionality about taking what it takes to adjust the
Yes.
culture. So
Yes.
so I believe that when we're talking about these three steps, it's and this is what we're talking about today. It's three steps to harness the culture inside the organizations for leaders and founders. You should have the intention and and assume the responsibility that your actions and your leadership matters when it comes to culture.
Exactly.
So,
And
so
yes, exactly.
yeah,
And that's why, well, I started with that culture will not take care of itself. So
yeah,
now, as a leader, if you understand and you believe the importance of having the right culture and the enabling culture, I like to call it enabling culture. If you believe that it is important to take care of the culture and grow the enabling culture that helps us achieve our aspirations, then the second step is that you need to believe that culture will not take care of itself. And it's your responsibility as a leader, and it's the responsibility of the leadership team, and whoever has influence on the system, and all the change agent inside the organization. So first, yes, it's important. Then we need to put effort and time in order to reach the desired culture.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
my favorite that we keep repeating from one interview to another, that that organizations transform when their leaders transform. I put this, since you said it the first time, it has to come up every and each time. So it's costly on the leaders that they have to change their ways that they were working, because actually, that's also the other favorite that I have. Leaders are the soul of the organizations. Their self awareness will impact the organization. So
Yes,
while they're envisioning, the first step, I believe they should account for their leadership actions and what can take from them to start, improving and stepping into the zone where this culture can happen.
exactly.
And it's
And
it's
this
it's it's
was
costly. It's costly in terms of effort. It's leaderships who actually took on their shoulders their personal responsibility in development. They
yes,
really did a lot of work internally more than
yes,
externally. Yeah.
yes. But the result was really good and rewarding. Yes,
Amazing,
this
yes,
happened.
amazing.
Yes,
And I can actually here add one thing to the second step, which is listening. That part
yes,
of listening is self-awareness. Listen to yourself internally, listen
yeah,
to your emotions, listen to your values, and start connecting with what's below your neck. You know,
yes,
I call, and actually one of my masters and mentors, he called it, below the neck work. That's, yeah, you're
yes.
not listen only to your thoughts, the strategy, the objectives, the financial figures, the
All right.
processes, the hard
Mm,
structures. You will also listen to what's happening in your body, what's happening in your relationships, and connect with
mm,
empathy and trust to build trust and emotional and social capital that you can rely on for changing the culture afterwards. Now I'm
good.
excited to step into the third step, which what is
Yeah.
the third step, Mehra? Yeah.
Yeah, so you already mentioned part of it, which is reflect. Now, so reflect the organization values, the desired organization values that should be that should help you grow the desired culture, reflected in the system, in everything in the system, reflected on the policies that you have, reflected on the management practices in the organization, reflected on the leadership profile, reflected on, as we mentioned before, reflected on the hiring process, on selecting people. We need to select the culture fit people in order to help build the desired culture. Reflect on the stories that you share. So in all employees, a town hall, whatever message is being shared with the organization, reflect the desired values, reflect the image that you want to you have for the organization in your actions as a leader. And this is when you said that people say we appreciate one of our values is innovation, but when someone comes with the idea, no, let's stick to our ways. Reflected in your decisions, reflected on every single step that you take. So reflection is the third step, and it's really important. And this is where leaders needs to really work on their transformation and on the self-awareness in order to understand their behavior, the impact of their behaviors on the organization, on the system, and what needs to change, what they need to keep in order to be able to really reflect the values and the desired values, and hopefully reach the desired culture.
Well, that's amazing, Mehra, how you articulate it, and it's really, and this step reflect. It's not just a sit in the in a noon meeting, or something like a sit under under the tree to just meditate and reflect from this. It's really serious, tedious work that may take up to years. And transforming cultures in organizations, it takes years, and sometimes in governmental organizations it takes up to 10 years to make it happen, especially when there is depth, and all the organizations that already have been there with a very rigid culture, like it has been there for 60 years, 70 years, something like this. When you start transforming, it takes 5 to 7, sometimes 10 years to make it successful. In countries,
Mm,
it may take up to 17 to 20 years to make it happen when it's a huge system. Because actually, when we're
Yes.
talking about cultural transformation and systems in organizations, an organization can be as huge as a governmental sector or
Yes.
yeah,
A country. Yeah.
our country. Yes. So it's so to transform, it has to be intentional. The three steps that you said, the first one was envisioning, second one
Yes.
listening, and the third one is reflect. And while reflecting, there are lots of road bumps that you will meet.
Yes.
I guess.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
we can talk about it any next time. Yeah.
Yeah, road bumps. Yeah, it's really a tedious long term thing. It's not a one time thing. It has to be always intentional. And it was amazing, Mehra, how you articulated the three steps, and I really loved them. So, can you tell me more about how you help leaders in in your programs? The transformation through values and values for partnership. How can you support them with your services?
Um, yeah, sure. So again, it's like facilitating the process or facilitating the journey for them in order to first to be aware of their own values and their aspirations and needs, and then better understand the organization, the reason why is it existing in their aspirations for the organization, and understand the current culture and how it's impacting the organization. Set our vision, the image of the future culture in the future of the organization, and then start building whatever hard or soft in in this system in order to reach this. So what I do is that I facilitate the journey, and it differs from a company to another, and it differs from a leader to another. But I facilitate the journey, uh, and focusing on the values, because for me, I believe that values-driven organizations are the most successful, sustainable. Even they do have impact on people working in it, and on the environment around. So we focus on the values while moving throughout the journey.
Wow. So that's
Yeah.
profound. Thank you, Mehra. That's
Thank-
amazing. Yeah. And actually, I believe that now we are coming to almost the end of our episode. So how can you wrap up, what we have said today and in this and this nice, this episode was really special, sharing these three steps that you came up with to harness the culture, the organization culture. So can you
Yeah.
summarize the outcome, or what is the key actions or takeaway that you advise our audience to take? Yeah.
Yeah. The most important point is that in order for organizations to grow and succeed, you need to have the enabling culture, and the culture exists. Either it's enabling or toxic, or culture exists, and leaders are they should exert effort and time in order to make sure that they're building the right culture for their dreams to come true. And in order to do so, they need to listen, they need to engage the whole system, the employees, the team, and they need to be the first one to reflect the desired values and the in terms of behavior manifestation. And I believe we spoke about the behavior manifestation of values before. So they need
Yeah.
to be the first one to reflect the desired values in order for people to believe, in order for people to follow.
Amazing. Thank you,
Yeah.
Mehra, for that. and it was a really nice 30 minutes. I have just an announcement to make. It's related to Innovation Creed and Authentic Academy. And actually, in Authentic Academy, we're offering a team and culture transformation coaching program that will be held in
Great.
16th of October. And it's inviting anyone who wants to stand out in the process of team coaching, culture transformation for organizations. It's an accredited program from ICF. It's 90 hours ACSTH. I will be the facilitator of this program. And if you want to join this program, you just have to scan this barcode and you will get the registration form, and somebody will call you from our organization. We're having a very special offer. It's a 50% discount on for the first batch. It's the pilot round that we're having on 16th of October. And I believe that you just get this offer because actually it's for the first 10 registrants, and then afterwards it will be 25% for the next 10, and this is the maximum discount we are giving in this pilot. It's a very generous offer, and it will be an outstanding journey because it's very experiential, and it will have many applications that you will take away at home. So if you're a leader in an organization, if you're an HR, an organization development responsible, or you're an external practitioner, this program will really impact and support you to start working with organizations. It blends between the synchronous and asynchronous work, and you're invited to actually explore with us if you are a good fit for this program, and join us in the next round that will start 16th of October. So that's our announcement that I had to do today. Thank you, Mehra, for this very special day that we had, and actually it was really amazing. Three very important actions leaders have to start intentionally seeking. And I really loved the day. I loved your energy. Thank you for the generous sharing, and for everyone who is listening to us. Have a very brilliant and nice day. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Okay. Bye bye.